Hello YouTube, my name is Maureen and welcome to Read Leads. Today I'm feeling I'm feeling like crap today. But I need to do a review and I need to do a review on the greatest graphic novel ever. V for Vendetta by Alan Moore and David Lloyd. Um, I actually got this as a gift from Rob. Our anniversary is on November 5th and I had mentioned offhand that I would like to read the book. And he got it for me as like an anniversary present. I thought it was so cute. But on to the story. Um, this book is set in a post, almost like a utilitarian government in England in 1980s, 1990s, and it follows the story of Evie. Evie, her parents died or were locked away in a work camp. I believe they died. I can't exactly be too sure now. It was a month ago that I read it, but Evie goes out to be a prostitute, and she gets saved by this wonderful man named V. And V is actually wearing a Guy Fawkes mask, which, if you are familiar with Guy Fawkes Day, November 5th, and it's a celebration of the man who tried to blow up the Parliament building. So what V does on that night, which is November 5th, he goes and actually sets fireworks off and blows up the Parliament building in protest. Um, he takes in Evie, and he teaches a lot to Evie about um, being your own person and teaching her about the world was like before this utilitarian regime took place and things like that. You learn a little bit about V. I'm not going to go into too much detail. You get a little bit of V's backstory, and I don't know. I can't really tell you if you ever find out who V is or not. But I love this book. I had watched the movie when it first came out, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and I mean the story is very similar. I just got two very different feelings from reading the graphic novel and watching the movie. In the graphic novel, I feel like Evie's character, is a lot more naive and a lot more willing to take in information. And in the movie, Natalie Portman plays Evie, and I don't know. Whenever I think of Natalie Portman, I think of this very strong-minded individual, so it's hard for me to picture her in that kind of role. Um, but it was very similar to the movie, otherwise, regarding besides the whole Evie thing, I thought it was pretty similar to the movie story-wise. Um, I think the illustrations and the comics are actually brilliant. Hopefully that doesn't give anything away, but the drawings in this are beautiful. The cells are actually pretty big. They're not as small. I've read Watchmen, and those are very, very small cells, but these are actually quite large with a lot of really good illustrations. Um, I also like that it doesn't feel like regular book paper. This actually feels like newsprint, like it's that thin. So I did like that. Also, at the end of this copy of my book, there was placed some test art for different things with the graphic novel, and when it first came out as a comic. Um, just different like test designs. I thought that was cool. And they also had different things that they had removed from the original version, which I thought was pretty cool as well. I don't know, a lot of people have mixed feelings on Alan Moore. I, being a fan of Watchmen and being a fan of V for Vendetta, I obviously really like Alan Moore, and I also really like Vertigo. I'm a giant Vertigo fan. If I could have two things in the world, it's DC and Vertigo. Um, I'm showing my nerdiness, clearly. Um, but besides that, it was a pretty quick read, page-wise. Let me see here. I'm going through with with everything together, a little almost 300 pages, but it's all comic stuff. So I was able to read this pretty quickly. Um, I would recommend this to anyone who's into kind of books about the apocalypse and you know, alternate universe kind of things. I would recommend this to anybody who watched the movie, and those are about it. Especially if you're into graphic novels or comics, I would definitely recommend this as well because it's definitely a staple for our generation, I think. Um, I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss of anything else to say. I really enjoyed it, and it was a nice little treat to get for my anniversary. I don't know. I just love this. Like the whole Guy Fawkes V thing is just very cool to me. I don't know. It's just me. I don't know if you watch this whole thing and want to comment. You guys can comment on what your favorite graphic novel or your favorite comic is, a little comic arc or series, and give me some suggestions because I am definitely getting into them a little bit more. So, that's about it. And YouTube, like I said, you guys can comment. It would be greatly appreciated. I want to feel some love. But besides that, that's about it. So, YouTube, till we meet again. I was not ready to end that, clearly. So, until we meet again, YouTube.